What if the quietest person in the room knows more about you than you know about yourself? While most people are preoccupied with broadcasting their lives on social media, there's an invisible game unfolding beneath the surface, one that nearly everyone overlooks. Sigma males have a unique ability to observe others in ways that would unsettle most. They pick up on patterns in behavior, uncover hidden motives, and recognize subtle manipulations that slip past the average person's radar. What sets Sigmas apart is not just their keen perception, but how they choose to use it, or rather, how they choose not to. Unlike those who exploit such insights for personal gain, Sigmas keep these observations locked away. For them, it's not merely a matter of privacy, but an understanding that once certain truths are exposed, they irrevocably alter how people act around them. Much like a skilled poker player who refuses to reveal their hand, Sigmas grasp the immense power of staying silent and maintaining their mystery. Chances are, you've already crossed paths with a Sigma at your workplace, within your circle of friends, or even among your family members. They notice the subtle games you play, the carefully constructed masks you wear, and the comforting lies you tell yourself to navigate life. Yet, they'll never let on just how much they've pieced together about you. Curious about what's really going through their minds? Here are 6 secrets that Sigma males never share with anyone, and the fascinating reasons why they keep them hidden. Number 1. Why they value emotional self-control over outbursts. One of the most remarkable traits of Sigma males is their uncheckable emotional self-control. While the world encourages people to express themselves and vent emotions openly, Sigmas take a different path. They value restraint and introspection over impulsive outbursts. This is not about suppressing their emotions or pretending they don't exist. Instead, it's a deliberate choice to process their feelings internally before expressing them outwardly. Why? Because they understand the long-term consequences of emotional outbursts. They know that words spoken in anger, frustration, or sadness can leave permanent scars on relationships and reputations. Sigmas prefer to analyze their emotions, dissect the root cause of their feelings, and approach situations with clarity and calmness. Their ability to maintain composure even in the most stressful situations gives them an edge in both personal and professional life. While others may crumble under pressure or allow emotions to cloud their judgment, Sigmas rely on their cool-headed approach to navigate challenges effectively. It's not that they don't feel deeply, they do. They just don't see the need to broadcast their emotions to the world. This silent strength is one of their most misunderstood qualities. They'll never admit it, but Sigmas silently observe how others handle their emotions as well. Emotional outbursts, constant complaints, or overreactions are red flags to them, indicators of instability or lack of maturity. This is why they prefer to keep a distance from overly dramatic individuals and instead surround themselves with people who value balance and self-awareness. Number 2. The real reason they stay quiet. Popular belief suggests that quiet people are shy, insecure, or have nothing to say. But for a Sigma, silence is a conscious choice, one that runs much deeper than most realize. Dr. Matthew Lieberman, a renowned neuroscientist, discovered that the brain processes information more effectively during periods of silence. In moments of quiet, the brain isn't resting, it's actively processing and integrating information at a deeper level. Sigmas understand this instinctively. While others rush to fill every silence with words, they observe, analyze, and connect dots most people miss. It's not that they can't speak up, they simply know that staying quiet gives them an edge that talking would eliminate. They notice how their silence puts others on edge, prompting people to reveal more than they intended. Secrets slip out, masks fall away, and true intentions surface. Sigmas don't explain why they prefer listening to talking or how much they learn from others' need to fill the silence. While everyone else is busy proving how much they know, Sigmas quietly gather insights others give away freely. As the ancient philosopher Zeno once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." For a Sigma, this isn't just wisdom, it's a strategic advantage they'll never reveal. Number 3. What makes them secretly lose respect. You might assume that a Sigma male loses respect for someone only over major betrayals, lies, or blatant disrespect. However, this couldn't be further from the truth. While such obvious actions are deal breakers, what truly makes Sigmas lose respect are the subtle, often overlooked behaviors, the seemingly insignificant details that reveal a person's core values. Sigmas are not swayed by surface-level appearances or grand gestures. They watch for how people behave when no one is looking. It's not about your beliefs, your achievements, or how you present yourself in public. What matters to them is the small, unfiltered moments that reflect your character. Are you polite to people who can't do anything for you? Do you keep your promises, no matter how small? How do you speak about others when they're not around? For instance, that quick flash of rudeness toward a waiter, that moment when you break a minor promise because it doesn't matter, or when you casually gossip about a friend. It's in these tiny actions that your true self is revealed. While most people are focused on the highlight reel you project to the world, Sigmas are quietly observing the behind-the-scenes footage. What's fascinating is how they handle this realization. When a Sigma loses respect for someone, they rarely make it obvious. You won't see them calling you out, creating drama, or cutting ties abruptly. They'll still smile politely, engage in casual conversations, and treat you with basic courtesy. But internally, a shift has occurred. A mental line has been crossed. Sigmas don't waste time on confrontations or gossip. Instead, they adjust their internal boundaries. They might interact with you less frequently, entrust you with less personal information, or gradually reduce their emotional investment. For them, respect is not something that can be regained once lost. It's a quiet, irreversible judgment that shapes how they view you moving. Number 4. How much they really know. One of the most underestimated traits of a Sigma male is the depth of their knowledge. People often confuse their calm demeanor and concise responses with a lack of understanding, but this couldn't be further from the truth. As the old adage goes, the true expert knows enough to speak simply. For Sigmas, less is often more. They don't feel the need to prove their intellect by drowning others in excessive details. What makes their intelligence stand out is their ability to observe and process information with razor-sharp clarity. They notice things others don't, subtle shifts in body language, contradictions in words and actions, or patterns in behavior that reveal deeper truths. In group dynamics, they can often discern who is truly aligned, which relationships are genuine, and what drives the motivations behind people's actions, all without saying a word. Despite this profound awareness, Sigmas are not the type to flaunt their knowledge or call attention to their observations. You'll never catch them engaging in gossip or unnecessary confrontations. Instead, they might offer a subtle comment or a well-placed question that reveals they've seen far more than anyone realizes. These small hints often go unnoticed by most, but are enough to make those who are more perceptive stop and wonder just how much a Sigma has figured out. Sigmas value the power of silence and subtlety. They know that revealing everything they know can shift the dynamic of a relationship or situation in ways they might not want. For them, true strength lies in keeping their insights private unless absolutely necessary. They understand that knowledge is not just power, it's also a responsibility. Number 5. How often they feel misunderstood. To live as a Sigma male is to accept that being misunderstood comes with the territory. Ask any Sigma about this, and they'll likely respond with a knowing smile. It's not that they enjoy being misunderstood, but they've grown accustomed to it. It's simply a byproduct of living life on their terms. People often misinterpret a Sigma's actions because they don't follow traditional social scripts. Their need for space can be mistaken for coldness, their direct honesty for rudeness, and their preference for independence as arrogance. While these judgments may sting, Sigmas rarely take them personally. They know that most people project their own insecurities and biases onto others, especially when faced with someone who doesn't conform to societal norms. What many fail to understand is that Sigmas don't withdraw because they're unfriendly or uninterested. They pull back to recharge, reflect, and preserve their inner peace. Similarly, their honesty isn't meant to offend, it's a reflection of their belief in authenticity and straightforwardness. Yet, these traits often make them feel like outsiders in a world that values conformity and superficial connections. Psychologically, this sense of being misunderstood is common among those who refuse to fit into predefined roles. Sigmas operate on their own wavelength, which can lead to others misreading their intentions or underestimating their depth. But instead of bending themselves to be understood, Sigmas have learned to embrace this reality. They've realized that true understanding is rare and can only come from those who genuinely take the time to see beyond the surface. For a Sigma, It's not about convincing the world to understand them, it's about finding the few who do. And until then, they've mastered the art of finding peace in their solitude, knowing that their authenticity is more important than societal acceptance. Number 6. Why they sometimes distance themselves. Many people misinterpret the quiet withdrawal of a Sigma male. They think it's driven by anger, hurt feelings, or a desire to play hard to get. In reality, the reasons are far more deliberate and strategic. When a Sigma distances himself, it's rarely an emotional reaction. It's a calculated move to maintain balance and protect his inner peace. This ability to detach isn't impulsive, it's rooted in self-awareness and emotional intelligence. Harvard psychologist Dr. Susan David refers to this as emotional agility, which is the capacity to pause, reflect, and reassess before reacting to potentially harmful situations. Sigmas excel in this area. They don't pull away out of spite or resentment, but because they've identified subtle patterns of behavior or dynamics that could lead to toxicity if left unchecked. A Sigma male often notices what others miss: the subtle shifts in a group's energy, the creeping negativity in a once positive relationship, or the small, recurring actions that indicate an imbalance of respect or trust. While others might stay in such situations, hoping things will improve or fearing the discomfort of stepping back, Sigmas act early. When they decide to distance themselves, it's done with quiet grace. There are no heated arguments, dramatic exits, or attempts to prove a point. Instead, they gradually step back, reallocating their energy toward pursuits and people that align better with their values. You might not even realize they've distanced themselves until you notice their absence. What's intriguing is that they never feel the need to explain or justify their actions. Sigmas understand that trying to explain their withdrawal often falls on deaf ears, especially when others are unwilling to acknowledge the underlying issues. They simply protect their mental and emotional well-being, leaving behind situations that no longer serve them without leaving scars or burned bridges. This behavior isn't about punishing anyone or making a statement, it's about preserving their peace and avoiding unnecessary conflict. They know the value of their energy and choose to invest it wisely, even if that means quietly walking away from people or situations that no longer align with their vision of a balanced, fulfilling life. Number 7. How they process betrayal. Betrayal hits Sigma males just as deeply as it does anyone else. They're not immune to the raw emotions that come with being let down, whether it's the sting of broken trust, the ache of disappointment, or the flash of anger that follows such a gut-wrenching experience. But what truly sets them apart is how they handle the aftermath. For most people, betrayal leads to visible emotional reactions, venting on social media, seeking comfort from others, or even plotting revenge. Sigmas, however, take an entirely different approach. They don't externalize their pain or put it on display. Instead, they turn inward. This isn't because they're unemotional or stoic to a fault. It's because they've realized that introspection often leads to clarity and growth. The initial blow is undeniable. They feel the same questions that anyone would. Why did this happen? How could I have trusted them? But while others might remain trapped in the emotional whirlwind, Sigmas instinctively shift into problem-solving and analysis mode. They replay the events leading up to the betrayal, scrutinizing every interaction, every decision, and every sign they may have overlooked. They aren't just processing the betrayal, they're decoding it. Every misread flag, every subtle shift in behavior, every unspoken warning is carefully filed away in their mental database. Sigmas won't advertise their pain. You won't see them airing grievances in public or seeking sympathy. Instead, they endure sleepless nights and quiet moments of reflection alone. It's not that they're too proud to show vulnerability, it's that they value understanding over validation. For them, the real power lies in learning from the experience, not wallowing in it. They also don't let the betrayal define them or consume their energy with bitterness. Sigmas understand that bitterness only chains you to the past. Instead, they silently channel their pain into personal growth. Each betrayal becomes a lesson that sharpens their perception and strengthens their emotional armor. They emerge from the ordeal wiser, more resilient, and more discerning. What's remarkable about Sigmas is their ability to heal without making a scene. They don't need revenge to feel whole again, nor do they need to broadcast their recovery. They heal quietly, knowing that the best revenge is building a life that betrayal can't touch. They turn their pain into a compass for navigating future relationships and situations, using the lessons learned to guide them away from similar pitfalls. And while they never forget the betrayal, they also refuse to carry it as a grudge. For them, the experience isn't a weapon to wield, it's a reminder to stay vigilant and trust themselves above all. Their process of turning hurt into wisdom is entirely their own, and they'll never talk about it openly. But rest assured, every betrayal leaves them stronger, more insightful, and more prepared to protect their peace in the future. Number 8. How they use silence as a weapon. For most people, silence is uncomfortable, even unbearable. It's a gap they rush to fill with words, explanations, or even nervous laughter. But for Sigma males, silence isn't a void to be avoided, it's a tool to be wielded with precision. Sigmas know that silence can be far more powerful than words in many situations. It can unsettle those who rely on constant chatter to assert dominance, force people to reveal more than they intended, or create an air of mystery that draws others in. While others are quick to speak to prove their worth, Sigmas sit back and observe, allowing the silence to do the work for them. This mastery over silence also extends to conflict resolution. Instead of engaging in heated arguments or endless debates, they remain calm and collected, often letting their silence speak louder than their words. It's a subtle way of taking control without ever appearing aggressive. Their quiet demeanor makes people question their assumptions, rethink their approach, and sometimes even feel a little intimidated. Sigmas also recognize that silence can protect them. By keeping quiet about their thoughts, plans, or insights, they avoid unnecessary scrutiny or sabotage. While others overshare and inadvertently expose their vulnerabilities, Sigmas choose to remain an enigma. Their silence keeps people guessing, ensuring they stay one step ahead in the social or professional dynamics at play. For Sigmas, silence isn't just a lack of noise, it's a carefully crafted strategy that amplifies their strength, keeps them grounded, and makes them stand out in a world that can't stop talking. If you found this video insightful or relatable, why not join our growing community? Subscribe to the channel for more content exploring the mindsets, traits, and behaviors of Sigma males. Your engagement helps us dive deeper into these unique perspectives. Be sure to like this video if it resonated with you, share it with someone who might appreciate it, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Remember, as a Sigma male or someone inspired by their path, staying true to yourself is the ultimate strength. Keep evolving, stay strong, and we'll see you in the next video.